All right, I am here with Bijan, the owner of this phenomenal 100 series. It's a 1998 with the coveted rear diff lock. Beautiful, and a little fun story to share with you. So to our left, we have an 80 series. This was the last. That's a 95, but just like a 97, and then voila, this is the changeover to this. Super rare color on this as well, as you can tell. You don't see these every day. It was only in the early series of the 100 for the first couple years. They didn't do this in 03, 04, and so on. Such a cool color. I'll have to get the name and put it in description. I think it's like desert gold or bronze. Gold, yeah. Desert, something like that, yeah. So it's got some Tundra wheels it's supporting, Steelies. It's got a mild lift on it, an old man emu, but we're gonna walk around and check it out. But before we do, here's the story behind this truck. It's from Northern Cal, and we're in Southern California right now in a city called Ladera Ranch. And my white Landcruiser here was for sale. And literally within a couple days from each other, so a gentleman who is buying this and picking it up on Friday, also from Northern Cal. He was looking for an 80, and we were talking about this. Bijan called me, we talked about it, and that later on, I think within 24 hours the next day, the gentleman who first talked to me about this vehicle ended up putting a deposit. So it was sold, and I had to tell Bijan, I'm so sorry, it's sold. but, so that's two people, right, that were looking at the car at the same time. And money talks. As soon as the deposit goes down, it's sold, right? Well, at the same time, that same weekend, I was talking to the owner of this vehicle, Michael. And he contacted me on I Hate Mud and said, hey, you want to trade? So I'm like, well, okay, maybe. So we started talking trade before any offer was made on the vehicle, right, on the white 80. So we were trying to figure out, well, how much is this one worth and how much is this one worth? So we came up with the formula, and it was going to be a little cash on top from the 100 series towards the 80, because this is 32 grand, and we were estimating this to be in the mid 20s. So my buyer comes along, buys this. Bijan's talking to me at the same time, like, I'm sorry, Bijan, I sold it. So we talk a little bit more. I'm like, Bijan, what are you using the truck for? And he's going to be using the top platform for shooting. And we'll get into that in a second. And I'm like, so where are you going? What are you doing? I'm like, maybe, are you rock crawling? No. Okay, you don't need the triple locks and the solid front diff. Are you going to be overlanding heavy duty? He's like, no, I just want to get to places where I'm going to shoot. So yeah, I'm going on trails and all. I'm like, well, are you going up hills, to get to your destinations? Like, maybe a V8 is going to be better suited for you, a 100 series. I'm like, I so happen to know of one that's on the market that no one knows about. It hasn't put it up for sale. Maybe you can talk to him before he puts it up for sale, because he was thinking of putting this on Bring a Trailer. So it was saved from the slaughterhouse called Bring a Trailer, and it ended up going to someone who didn't have to bid and fight tooth and nail with someone else. So here we are. So I put them in touch, and Bijan flew up to Northern Cal just last week, and he picked this up for a very decent price. I think both parties were very happy. And he loves it, and it's the right ride for him. So I said, hey, promise me, I put you in touch, through my contacts. Like, this is like a hidden gem. Just promise me when you come back with it, we can shoot a video. And here we are with the proud owner of this rig. So Bijan, let's walk around it and tell me, your thoughts. And this is your first Landcruiser?
This is my first Landcruiser. You are absolutely spot on with your recommendations of maybe a 100 series would be better than an 80. Driving it back, there were a lot of hills coming from Santa Rosa back to Southern California.
You had plenty of power. V8.
I had tons of power, easy to stay with traffic, great for merging with traffic. My family is going to ride in this, my kids are going to ride in this, so obviously I had that safety consideration. And again, everything you said about this being the appropriate ride was spot on. 600 miles, absolutely no challenges, no issues. A pleasure to drive. Super
Cruises,
comfy.
were you going what, 75, 80?
Yeah.
And probably at like 2,600 RPMs, just purring like a kitten. And then you notice this right away, and I'm sure you don't know, not all 100 series have glass headlights. Glass is amazing. Same thing with the LX 470s. The early years had glass, and in 2003 it went to plastic, where the sun fades them out and makes them look dated. You can always polish them. I got videos on how to polish them with compound. Actually pretty easy. Forget about that other stuff where you put the liquids and sand it down. Oh my God, so wrong. You just have to compound them. So I'll put a link in the description on how to do that for you poor souls that have 2003s and up. And it's all faded and blurred. So an easy fix. Now you also have a snorkel. Do you plan on doing water crossings?
Yeah, it was funny. The owner said that I could snorkel right up to the point of the intake. No, I don't think huge water crossings are in my immediate future. But he did say an interesting observation, that having the snorkel facing the way that it is gave it a little bit of forced air injection and increased the felt power of the vehicle.
Definitely.
So,
faster you drive, the more air goes in. Plus, if you're with a group and you're on dirt roads, all that dirt, which most densely will be, near the tire level, or where your air goes in typically, at least it's a little higher, so you're getting cleaner air, you could say. Still going to get some dust, but I can't get over that color. It is so cool. And the Tundra wheels, they look good. They're fine. I mean, yeah, at some point you can put OEMs to give it the original look, but it's still a Toyota wheel on a Toyota vehicle, so still cool.
I like the fact also that there's steels. If whenever I screw up and I'm off-roading and I hit rocks hard enough, it won't crack. I can bang them back into shape.
Yeah, they are heavy though. I'll tell you that. I know that the like the wheels on the 80 here, aluminum, and same thing with the aluminum wheels that come on the 100s. They'll be lighter than that Tundra wheel, but still, the Tundra wheel fits. For those who want to know, they do fit. So interior wise is actually very immaculate and great shape. Yes, these are covered, and usually when they're covered it's because it's hiding the good old cracked leather, but no, look at that, clean seats. Both are like that. So I was just advising Bijan, if he wants to get rid of the lamb wool, he could just keep putting a conditioner on. You just want to keep it conditioned, like literally 3 times a year. Put a good coating on it. Treat it like it's your own skin, because Landcruisers like to crack. That leather likes to crack. But great interior, no cracks on the dash, super clean. Headliner's clean. Sunroof still works?
Yeah. It's actually open right now.
Oh yeah, so sunroof works. Yeah, so sweet. And I love the factory tint. Like, you can see our reflection right now. Like, hey everybody. That reflective tint from this era Landcruiser. Also on the 80, I just love that tint. It's so period correct and looks amazing. All right, and we have, it's gloomy out here, and look how that paint is still just popping. It's a little bit of a mist, like a June gloom mist here in Southern California.
It looks amazing in the sunlight.
So some people are probably wondering, what bumper is that? Good question. It would definitely hit if you were rock crawling, but this serves a purpose. A ladder goes here and affixes to this point here, so you can access the roof, which Bijan's going to do, because you do what type of shooting?
Just long range shooting out 1,000+ yards, and out in the desert because of the brush. You need to be elevated to be able to see your target at that distance.
Yeah.
So what I really liked about it is that the roof is on the side, which is unique as opposed to most setups, which is where the ladder is on the side, as opposed to being on the back. So I could have all this good stuff on the back, have the ladder on the side. My kids have already scampered up it. It's actually in the back right now. because the ladder you can take off to stop people
Well,
from stealing it.
And of course, one of the favorite things of Landcruiser owners that'll attest to is the fact that you have a split gate. So this can go down, you can put the kids, change their shoes, get the muddies off, skis, whatever, hiking boots. But then it's kind of the Achilles heel to having a ladder, because you'd have swing outs and this would have to be closed and your swing out closed in order to access. But here you can have everything open and have your ladder going up the side.
Exactly. Yeah, it's the best of everything.
And you may change your roof rack to the rugged bound, which is the same one on the 80, because we were just talking about that rugged bound over here, that's 75 pounds and 3 people can stand on it. 3 200-pound guys can stand on it. This is steel, and I'm sure this is probably 140 pounds, almost double the weight up there, and the construction just not the same as that.
I'm definitely going to make that. I'm going to get one of those roof racks off you.
Yeah. So I'll have a link below for that roof rack going over to Rugged Bound. They are good. And if you want to talk to the owner from Rugged Bound, just send me a message. I'll put you in touch if you're interested for your Landcruiser. But it's the original. Let's take a quick look at it, actually, since we're on the subject. It's the original from South Africa. This is the one that Front Runner kind of knocked off and had to stop. So look how the dovetail bars, they go the length of the car, and then there's support bars underneath. That's why it's so flippin' strong. From South Africa, folks. So they've been doing it for a couple decades. Ever since there was Landcruisers, there was this roof rack. But they just came to the US market, so we really haven't seen this except for the Front Runner version, where the bars run this way and it's kind of like a do-it-yourself build it like Prinsu. But this one, this is the heavy duty. If you got a RTT tent, if you're gonna have 4 people up there, if you're putting a lot of weight, your dog, all your gear, this is the roof rack to get. So it's Rugged Bound in the US, but they're the dealer for Big Country 4x4. South Africa. They do all the Defender and all the Landcruiser stuff. All right, but back to our topic of this video, this 100.
Open up the back?
Yeah, let's check out the back.
Okay.
Absolutely. So dual swing outs,
And steel cans.
steel gas cans.
Happy with.
Nice. Yep. Came with the purchase. That's a heavy duty rear bumper, so
Yeah.
you can scrape that on some boulders with no issue. And it came with some drawers, the Ironman, but you mentioned it squeaked on your way home.
The locks at the bottom, you'll see I got some red tape there, and you can see the wear mark on the red tape already. So I'm probably going to have to put more red tape soon.
Yeah.
It rubs against the door jamb that effectively what locks the drawers. And it sounds like a whole bunch of mice having a pretty good time together.
Yeah, you're censoring it. You told me earlier, Bijan told me, man, if it was that squeaking drove him nuts driving back from Northern Cal. He's like, it sounded like there was a bunch of mice having an orgy back there. I cried. That's funny.
And this is the ladder.
Yeah, so that's cool. That does the job. It's all you need, right?
Yeah,
That's such a simple built ladder, but like, with the bend, I'm sure it fits the contour of the truck
Exactly.
perfectly.
Exactly.
So when it comes to drawers, squeaky from Iron Man. Sorry, Iron Man, but that's just the testimony here. And I was just sharing, you got drawers, but if you don't have drawers, that same company for the roof rack makes drawers that are phenomenal. It has like a silent close. They don't make a peep. And I noticed when you close these, it doesn't slow down. It doesn't feel like there's a bump stop. It just slides. It only locks here. So there's just a better locking system on the Rugged Bound one. And I love mine. And I pointed out to you that if you need to get your jack, you should get it out of there, because you can't access that without unscrewing the side panel.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
So that doesn't make sense. It has little inserts. This insert comes out, just that piece, but you still have this bar going across the back that is going to prohibit you from getting your tire jack. So before you get in a pickle, take that out and store it in there, I guess. And you just got an empty cavity that is useless at this point. Okay, but you got drawers and you got like a platform so you can sleep back there. Since your roof rack you won't be using for a rooftop tent, but you're using it for you to basically do the shooting. Yeah, look at that. So nice. You know, I have a video on this piece, and this might have been repainted. I think it is. So this piece here, it always fades out. For some reason, when Toyota made these moldings, this upper piece and lower piece is all, has like a gloss clear coat on it. And then the middle was a different finish, and it always gets chalky. So those of you know what I'm talking about with your 100 series. It's such a simple fix. Don't go spend $500-600 on getting it painted. This one's in great shape. He must have had it repainted. But what you do is you get the charcoal metallic 3M 20p or 1080p vinyl film, and you just put it over, you overlap it, and just get a razor blade, fits right in that notch, and voila, you can make it new. Now, you don't have to do that. This is in perfect shape. You don't have to touch that. But every 100 series, almost every one, that was always faded, looked old, dated the truck, and go buy yourself some $15 3M vinyl wrap, whatever color you want. You could put it silver, you can put it purple, pink, it doesn't matter, but you can make it look fresh and new again. And miles on this?
227,000.
Oh, it's just a baby.
Yeah.
It's at its third life. It's got 2/3 to go before major engine work. And the back is clean. Like, man, I wish I bought this. Damn you, Bijan. I really like rats. Yeah, I wish I did. I mean, and the only way I found him is because Michael reached out to me. Hey, I got this Landcruiser up in wine country, which must have been a fun, let me just pull the key out so we don't hear that. Must have been a fun trip, just even going out there.
It was a great trip. Michael is a wonderful guy. I'll just give his vineyard a bit of a plug. He runs a small vineyard in Santa Rosa called Emmett Scorsoni. Gave me a very nice bottle of Cabernet as a thank you, which was very generous. Yeah, super generous.
Did you drink that on the way back?
I'm waiting for a nice day, and then my girlfriend and I are gonna have it with a white tablecloth sitting on the tailgate.
That's too cool.
So I could send him a picture of it.
Nice.
But yeah.
So pay that a visit. Anybody's up in Northern Cal, go visit Michael at Emmett
Scorsoni Vineyard.
Emmett Scorsoni Vineyard. Okay.
I'll send you a picture of the bottle so you can attach it. But
Nice.
lovely gentleman, really lovely town, Santa Rosa, and just a wonderful trip down as well.
Nice.
Even if I did have to drive through Fresno.
So this Landcruiser's staying in California.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The magic button, of course. Rear lockers will get you out of 95% of the problems you'll encounter before you'd have to even think about a front locker. So you might not ever have to turn that dial. I mean, these center locked are great. Anyhow, the low is great, but you just have that extra piece of insurance.
Yeah.
That if you ever got stuck and you're like, your heart drops to your stomach and you're like, I'm stuck. Just turn the magic dial.
So yeah, no, I mean, Michael said the same thing, and he said he's only had to use the rear lockers very occasionally, and he drives down to Baja on a regular basis, and also it's got that front winch.
That's right. The history of this truck, Michael would do probably most of your 220,000 miles was driving from Northern California to the Baja Peninsula, going all the way down. So yeah, I didn't. Let's see the winch. There we go. Nice, so I can see it there. An X2O, cool. Yeah, so that replaces any need for a front locker. If you really get stuck, either if you're bravado and you got a front locker click and you get yourself out, or in this case, a winch. See, this is triple locked, so guess what? No winch. If I had a winch in this truck, it's only to help my friends.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, hey man, you got yourself in that pickle, you get yourself out. So that's triple lock. So it's kind of facetious of me to say, but no winch on that one. But it does have the snorkel, so I join you on the water crossings.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
not that I'd ever really wanted that. I got that it came with it, right? And whoever puts the snorkels in, it's like you wince because you cut into your fender and it's permanent, right? Once you've done that,
It's a no going back.
the snorkel stays. Yeah.
I do like those yellow lights that you have.
Yeah, those are just the covers. So quick story on that. Some people, when they buy Baja or whatever lights, there's clear and there's amber. So clear's great, driving on city streets and all, like late at night, and you need to light the way in the country roads. The reason why you have the amber is because when you're following someone in dusty roads, that dust lights up and you can't see. It looks like a snowstorm when you have clear lights. The amber kind of tapers it down and you can still see. So people are like, well, you got to get amber. Well, honestly, when you put a cover on it, it's like a 5% difference from having the actual lens built in as the amber. So you can have the best of both worlds by just buying the amber cover.
Oh, good to know.
And that's conversations I had with the good fellas over at Baja. That's not a Baja light on there, but Baja Designs. I talked to him for a bit at KOH and we were going over the science. So
Yeah.
but there's the difference of a Ironman bar and a ARB. So the ARB, what I note is they always have this piece, right? Versus the Ironman doesn't. It just does the one big piece like that. So in this case, it doesn't inhibit the light at all. So both great bars. You just pick your favorite. Usually one of these, Landcruisers will be outfitted with a bar already. If you're getting some soccer mom's truck, well, then you can buy Ironman, ARB, or one of my favorites, the from Cruiser Tech. And I work with them. They're here local in Lake Forest. So if you get sliders, if you get a rear bumper, which is like the 4x4 Labs style, they actually work with them for the base. Or the front bar, it's on my truck Otis, which I'll put a link to Otis, which is an 80 series. And it's just a cool bar. It's a little higher. It actually covers the turn signal and it gives you a better approach angle for those going over rocks and doing that, which that didn't matter for you.
Yeah.
You're not crawling this puppy. But all in all, 1 week of ownership under your belt. What do you have to share with anybody else who's in the market thinking about getting a Landcruiser?
I would say don't hesitate. I really enjoy driving it. Even just on the trip over here, it's a lot of fun. I love the driving position. It is unexpectedly elevated. You have incredible visibility in these vehicles with the way that the windows are and the driving position. It's a joy to drive.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you have 2 kids?
2 little boys, 10 and 12, and
What do they think?
oh god, they were so excited. It was worth getting it just to see them speechless.
Probably you think about yourself back when you were a kid, right? Like our parents wouldn't bring one of these home. It just didn't happen. They were all fresh out of the showroom and no one was building them out like this. But I imagine as a 10 or 12-year-old, you see the bar, you're like, Dad, drop me off in front of school.
That's exactly what they said.
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
precisely what they said. They said, are you going to take us to school in this?
Oh yeah. And then the snorkel, and then the roof rack, and then the lift. Oh yeah. Other moms and dads can be in their G-Wagons or Land Rovers and whatever, Mercedes trucks, BMW, Audi, and they're probably the coolest kids on campus now getting dropped off in
Yeah,
this.
absolutely. I mean, this vehicle just says you're serious.
Yes, this vehicle, I'm going to get that as a bumper sticker. I'm serious. This is a serious mobile. All right, well, we could talk all day, and we will. We're going to end the video, and we'll still chat more, Bijan and myself. I was showing him some cool action tracks that'll look great on this rig.
Which I will be getting.
Yeah, right here, I'll pull them out in case people are wondering, what's that? What are they talking about? Oh, here's your keys I've been holding.
Oh, cheers. Yeah, I know you want this.
Oh yeah, and by the way, people keep asking me, where do we buy this? I made that, so just go get yourself some vinyl, the colors you want. I don't know, that's the color that I was talking about to put on the trim. Not that the 80 series had that, but the trim over there, that middle piece there, that is the charcoal metallic. And then this is a gold, and this is a brown from 3M. So I always get 3M. And I happen to have these colors, and I was like, you know what? That looks like it'll match good with the Yankee Gold wheel. So I refinished those wheels. That's kind of my go-to color whenever I refinish versus going back to silver. It's called Yankee Gold from Prismatic. So yeah, here, let's just grab one of the boards. Here, hold it up on the truck, and let's see in the comments. Well, that looks great on this truck. Hold it up on yours. So that's the Desert Tan, and that will go sweet. Yep, comes in black, OD green, blue, orange,
and I like the
red,
the gold
yep.
screws you've got on there.
So these usually come silver zinc. What I do with my line of these, I put the yellow zinc, grade 8. So these boards last for life, and have them for a great price. So hit me up. Can meet you in Southern Cal, or I can ship them anywhere. So great boards. Okay, well, there you have it, folks. An 80 series. I have a comparison video, if you know, that kind of, I had them in my driveway, and I go in full detail of the true difference between a 100 and an 80. I have a video comparing a 100 to a 470, a 100 to a 200. So no matter what Landcruiser you want, check out my channel. I'll put those in the description below, but a bunch of videos going over the differences between the two. But in this case, for Bijan, what he's going to be doing with the shooting, getting up on the platform, hitting, you know, trail roads, bumpy roads, and maybe the unexpected big obstacle.
Baja. I'm going to go to Baja with Michael.
Yeah, that's cool. Really?
Yeah.
So so I mean, hey, fly down. Let's go in your good old truck. That is cool.
Yeah.
If you guys do that, hit me up. I'll not in this one, but I got a couple others I can
definitely
tag along.
That'd be brilliant. Yeah.
That'd be very cool. Yeah. So this is the Baja Mobile. We were talking about names, so I always name my trucks. Maybe this is the Baja Beast.
The Baja Beast. Yeah, my kids call it the Beast. My girlfriend calls it the Beast. So I think adding Baja will
the
be
Baja something. Because
yeah.
you know, instead of Beast, like lots of people call their vehicles Beast to differentiate it.
The Baja Beast.
The Baja Beast.
I think that's a great idea.
And it rings true because this truck is its pedigree, or it's spent time down there.
Yeah, its history is going down there, definitely.
All right, folks, you've seen it here, the Baja Beast. Coming soon to an Instagram channel near you.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I get that as a license plate.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. All right. Well, it's funny. At the beginning of the video, I asked Bijan, I said, do you have a name for this rig yet? And he said, Beast. I'm like, okay. And he's like, my dog's named Beast. I'm like, well, maybe you get a different name for the truck. And maybe we just came up with it live. Baja Beast.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, very cool. All right. Well, hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the video. Hit like, please. That helps the algorithm for other Landcruiser people to find it. It's amazing. I've been putting videos up for a couple of years now, and I still hear every day, I just found your channel. Yeah. I just found this. Holy cow. So, yeah, hit like. Subscribe if you haven't, for crying out loud. Unless you don't like Landcruisers, then, you know, steer away. Turn left, please. Go in the carpool. Don't follow. But if you like Landcruisers, yeah, definitely. We're always putting out cool stuff. And I'm glad I hooked up Michael and Bijan on this truck.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure, man. I'm glad it found good hands, and man, you're like right in my neighborhood, so I'm glad that we could do the video. All right, well, cool. Happy trails, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. And until the next video, peace out.